after some time away, To Speak of Wolves are back on the road with an EP entitled New Bones. We have vocalist Gage Speas on the line. Gage, what is up?
How's it going, man?
You guys are getting towards the end of the tour. How's the tour been so far?
The tour's been great. We're out right now with Rival Choir and Conspire, and everyone's just been killing it so far. It's been a lot of fun. We get to go back out to California. I hadn't been there in a while, so it's made a big loop, you know?
So, as I said, you guys have been away for a bit, but you've got an album out now. For someone who hasn't heard the newer stuff, what would you say has changed from the last album to the most recent one?
I think a change from the last album to New Bones would probably be, to me, I think the songs are kind of like short and sweet. You know, they kind of get to the point, and they kind of have more of like a hook. The choruses are kind of more catchy. And I kind of just had fun, like, with my lyrics. With Find Your Worth, Come Home was kind of about, like, me growing up and, like, my story, my parents getting divorced, that kind of thing. And then with New Bones, I just kind of branched out to some other topics. Like, there's the song New Bones, title track, is about, like, Alzheimer's and stuff. And even Seth, our bass player, wrote a song about his dad that died. Kind of like we just kind of like let go of any expectation, you know what I mean, and just kind of went for it.
You know, a lot's been made of metalcore bands going to clean singing, quote unquote. There's some of that on New Bones. Did you have any concerns about how that might be received?
No, we've had a lot of clean singing, like just kind of throughout our career, and like with Phantom Limb, we knew that we wanted that song. I was like, man, I don't want to scream it all in this song. I just want it to be all singing. And we just kind of went for it, you know? So yeah, it was great.
And I've seen you guys listed at, hardcore, metalcore, Christian rock. What genre do you feel this band fits into?
Gosh, man, I don't know. That's such a great question. I don't know. It's just kind of like grungy, metal, like rock and roll. Like we don't play breakdowns. There's no blast beats. We're not like tough guys. We're just kind of some dudes that go out there and like to, headbang and, have a good time.
Do you think that people unfairly judge you because of the label of Christian rock?
Yeah, I think so. And it's kind of sad because there's a lot of bands that don't get, a big, they don't get looked at twice. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, well, whatever. I think it's a sad thing, really. You know what I mean? I think if that's what people want to go and sing about, then like, more power to them, But, I think at this point in our career, like we just don't care. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, like some of us are Christians, some of us aren't, and we just want to make some music and have a good time.
It's so weird because you see bands like, Ghost out right now or Marilyn Manson back in the day, who were acknowledged Satanists at times. But it was never like satanic metal. It was always just metal. It's always, regardless of what you're singing about, why can't it just be metal?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that too, like, it comes like, that comes a whole other package too. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're a Christian band or, oh, you're on a Christian label. Yeah, but it doesn't mean, there are a lot of Christian bands that we tour with that are like, it's like, well, you guys aren't really living up to what you guys talk about. Right. You know what I mean? And that's just being brutally honest, and so that was the reason why we took a break, because I was like, well, I need to figure myself out because I'm saying this up on stage. I'm doing something totally different behind closed doors, And so now it's like we have just like, like I said, some of us are Christians, some of us aren't, and like we're totally cool with that, and we're just like, it's like, man, we just want to be seen as, as a band,
right,
like this is art. It's therapeutic for us,
in metal, it seems like now, really more than ever, there's kind of this log jam of just like generic sort of metal. How do you think that a band can kind of rise above it and stand out?
Man, that's a really good question. I think the biggest thing is if you're going to make metal music, you probably shouldn't listen to metal music, Yeah. And it sounds funny. It really does. But a lot of us here in like our band, like, I think maybe Seth, our bass player, is the one who listens to like crazy metal, but like most of us like kind of listen to like Nirvana or Alice in Chains. Like I listen to country music nonstop, But I think that's what kind of brings that weird edge to it because you're not influenced by other metal. So like when you go and you write, you make your record, you're like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. And then people are like, oh, that's so different. I never heard that before. You know, like, what do you listen to do that? It's like, I don't listen to metal. You know?
So to the listeners, they're thinking about going to the show at the Cold Brew in Laredo on Wednesday. What can they expect from your live show?
A lot of intensity. I think that's kind of not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think we're kind of known for our live show. You know, like we go spastic, man. It's like we go really hard, we have a good time, and it's like we just kind of play every show as if it was going to be our last show. You know, it's like kind of going crazy. So you'll probably see a lot of stage dives, and we have a really cool banner we got a couple months ago. So you'll see a really cool, awesome, huge "To Speak of Wolves" banner with a bloody wolf paw. It's awesome.
Is there anything you want the listeners to go check out?
Yeah, like we have Facebook and Instagram and Spotify. If you're not sure, just go check out our Spotify, listen to it. You know, come hang out, come have a good time. And if you don't like it, come hang out, have a good time. Tell us why you don't like it, and we'll see if we can't change your mind, you know?
Good deal. To Speak of Wolves are the band. Wednesday night, Laredo, Texas, the Cold Brew Rock Bar. Go and check them out. Gage, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother.